Today I will explain the shape-shifting alien arrived on Earth to steal our life force. Movie name, Lifeforce, Part 2. 99% of people watched my video but did not subscribe to my channel. Please support me, sit back and relax, and don't forget to subscribe please. The woman is in search of a healthy man to drain, but not enough to kill. Carlson sees the woman seducing an elderly man who's driving her somewhere. Kane attempts to search the elderly man using the license number that Carlson gave. Faleta is intrigued by how the space woman can take control of another body and drain life force without killing, thus possibly why they haven't traced her yet. While Faleta studies a tissue sample from the aliens, a sergeant knocks on his door with mysterious intent. Sir Percy reveals that the elderly man was found, exhausted from his encounter with the woman. The man shared that he dropped Ellen off at an asylum, so Carlson, Kane, and Sir Percy travel to search for her. At the asylum, they meet with the hospital director, Dr. Armstrong, who takes them to Ellen's quarters. Without a choice, Ellen lets them in, and they question her about the elderly man she spent time with. Carlson forces her to speak up, even resorting to hurting her, but Carlson finally senses that the space woman is no longer in her. Carlson interrogates Ellen to reveal where the space woman is, but Ellen resists, also sharing a connection with the space woman. Ellen kisses Carlson then passes out. The encounter allows Carlson to identify the new body that the space woman might be inhabiting. With Armstrong's help, they identify the new body belonging to Jeffrey Sykes, a patient who's in solitary confinement. Upon Carlson's insistence, they prepare Sykes for hypnosis, but instead of Sykes, Carlson injects Armstrong with the sedative. Carlson reveals that he read Armstrong's mind and suspects that the space woman is possessing him, just before injecting Armstrong again. The space woman's voice speaks through him, tempting Carlson. She reveals that she and the spacemen took on their shapes when Carlson and his crew entered. The space woman adapted her form using Carlson's thoughts and learned the language through him. Carlson becomes agitated, begging the woman to let go of his mind. Carlson finds himself unable to resist the woman and kisses her through Armstrong's body. Suddenly, lights spark in the room, and items fly chaotically. Carlson is stuck holding Armstrong's body until Kane injects Armstrong with 2 more sedatives. Once Carlson is free, he announces that they're too late to stop the woman. Kane worries that the woman deliberately led them away from London so she could continue to spread her influence there. This opens the possibility that there are more the woman victims in London, who would now be seeking other victims as well. Unfortunately, the encounter led to Percy's accidental death. With an unconscious Armstrong in tow, Carlson and Kane head back to London. They receive a call from Faleta, revealing that he killed one of the spacemen in their headquarters by impaling him on a leaded iron sword. The 2 spacemen didn't die in the explosion but instead took over the bodies of the guards who attacked them, rather than the heart itself. The vampire's critical area is a few inches below it. He hypothesizes that vampire legends are based on a past encounter with this extraterrestrial vampire race. After the call, blood spews from Armstrong's and Percy's orifices, shocking all passengers. The blood takes the shape of the space woman before splattering. Carlson announces that the space woman is no longer in Armstrong, but she is in London. Carlson finally confesses that he was so captivated by the space woman that he destroyed Churchill's control panel and the tapes. He woke her from the cage, and she took some of his life force while giving him some of hers. When they return to London, a plague has taken hold. Citizens are being taken over and have become rabid vampire alien zombies rampaging through London, causing a wave of violence and terror throughout the metropolis. Carlson and Kane head to the Prime Minister's war room to discuss the matter. However, they discover that the Prime Minister is also infected. Carlson and Kane quickly run back to the helicopter to avoid infected soldiers. The pilot reveals that the city is now under martial law, and their helicopter has been ordered to land at Blackheath, preventing Carlson and Kane from meeting with Faleta. Carlson and Kane are apprehended by a military patrol and taken to a quarantine facility outside London's city limits. They convince the authorities to let them return to the city to aid in stopping the contagion. From the soldiers, they learn that the ship from Halley's Comet is parked right above London. Outside, they find a beam of blue light going up to the sky and into the ship. Carlson identifies the blue lights as human souls being collected by the ship. Carlson can feel the woman calling out to him, knowing she wants to retrieve the energy she gave him back in Churchill. Carlson knows that the spaceman will come for them once he finds the woman. Hearing this, Kane begs the military to stop the assault on London. He believes that killing the aliens will end the plague. Before arguing his case, Kane hears that Carlson has escaped to London. Kane takes a car and drives into the chaotic London. Despite the military's warnings, Kane heads to the research facility, thinking Carlson will be going there, but instead, Carlson is searching for the woman. While distracted with visions of the woman, Carlson's vehicle is attacked by a horde that he narrowly escapes. He drives to St. Paul's Cathedral to confront the space woman and finally put the whole fiasco to an end. Inside, Carlson sees multiple drained bodies piled up. At the facility, Kane finds Falleda in his office, where the dead spaceman lies. Falleda reveals that Bukowski has perished. As Falleda speaks, Kane realizes that he has been infected, so he shoots him before retrieving the sword from the spaceman's corpse. Meanwhile, Carlson finds the woman lying on the altar as the central point of the life force being drained from Earth. Carlson looks at her, still in awe, but this time aware of her intentions. The woman persuades Carlson to join her as she ascends into the light, but he remains still. Kane heads to the cathedral, but hordes of infected run after him. Blue lights surround the city, taking the life forces of the victims. Kane arrives at the cathedral and finds the second spaceman standing at the doorway, consuming the life forces from the city. Kane stabs him with the sword and watches him transform into a bat-like creature before disintegrating. Kane retrieves the sword and heads inside. Kane sees Carlson feed the space woman with his life force and tries to catch his attention, but it seems ineffective. Carlson finally notices Kane and reaches out for the lead sword. Carlson sacrifices himself by impaling himself and the space woman. Wounded, the woman returns to her spacecraft, releasing a flash of blue energy that rips the top of the church building's dome, taking Carlson with her. The two ascend the column of blue light to the vessel that contains all of the planet's innumerable human souls. As the vampire zombies die one by one, Kane stands alone. He watches the ship travel to the vast space as London burns. The space woman is entombed back in her crystal coffin on board the alien ship, along with millions of victims' souls in the form of blue light energy. It serves as fuel to power up the ship as it departs from Earth's orbit and heads to the comet came from. This movie ends here. Thanks for watching.